blew over in the wind. Awesome. Amazing. A little bit of an orange patina. A few minutes on the buff. Hasn't taken any of the scratches out, but looks much better. The lower section of the Helm console, before and after. I've gone with metallic grey, which I think looks the part. And yeah, it's about as much as I can do. I now have to fit the outside. Right, fill the spaces. The new Autometer Marine gauges with carbon backing have a close resemblance to the original analog gauges that came with the boat, and don't look out of place at all. I've also added a JBL PRV 275 all-in-one receiver. And to make the gauges work, you have to wire them up. Start to get a little bit messy. If you have been following the build from the beginning, you will probably remember when we took the base for the back seat and covered it with fiberglass and used polyester resin. That was a mistake, and before we even got close to installing it, large sections released from the wood. So we peeled what was left off and resanded the entire base inside and out and reglassed it using epoxy resin. Then, to get a nice smooth finish, covered that, after sanding, with epoxy filler and longboarded until the face was flat. Epoxy sticks much better to wood. A little bit of sanding, we get some primer on this, get it fitted, finish the interior. Well, start to finish the interior. 2 coats of epoxy primer and a bit of sanding, and the base is basically ready to top coat. While I'm sanding and painting, I should also think about painting the intake covers. What colour to go with is the real question. White, blue, silver, or black. The vinyl cover on the lower section of the console was made by the team at Total Trim. As for the gauges, I think I have them wired correctly, but only time will tell. Overall, I think it came out quite well. Total Trim also covered these side panels for us, which I think came out quite well. Well, one thing, because the transom changed slightly, the water strainer pipes do not line up 100%, so I'm just going to have to give them a little tweak. And that one I'm probably going to shorten and bring it back to about there, so it'll be a slightly longer hose, but at least it'll be straight. Other than that, I think we're pretty good. Almost ready to fire it up again. Yeah, okay, not silver. Guide coat. First coat. Only one that really matters. Whenever possible, I will bake the paint with a low frequency infrared light. It takes the paint up to 65 degrees Celsius within minutes and gives an almost complete cure in quarter to half an hour. Hook up the fuel lines, run the sender wires, and tighten the adjustable chock. With the freshly painted base finally in the boat, we can see how the seat looks in place. Once again, the team at Total Trim did a great job on shaping the foam and making the vinyl covers. I will leave their details in the description if you require their service. Next up, I make an alignment tool to make sure the engine is perfectly aligned. Engine alignment tool for final engine alignment with the gimbal bearing. So, I did have to drop the front maybe an eighth of a turn on the bolts and raise the back just on one side by about the same. And the results, the blue's on, it's all good. I might have made this a little bit too tight in this area. You can see that the gimbal bearing's definitely giving it a little bit, but that's a great fit. That's it. Small problem. This has happened because the transom is no longer in the same place, and may have mounted it, well, I don't know, because this is different too, so maybe I haven't mounted it too high. But if anything, I think I'm going to chop this one off here and that one up here somewhere. Can't see it. Shift that over, realign that, which will bring that back and more in line. Should drop that down to the right height. So I'm not going to drill that yet. Alright, ready for the finished product. Altered.